Shalom, my hotep. Namaste. Free the land, beloved. Come on in, come on in, come on in. My name is Vicki Dillard, and I'm a very proud contributor right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com, the network for melanated people just like you. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our broadcast. We're so pleased that you have joined us today. It appears that we had a little bit of a tech issue. We had to start all over again. I don't know what's happening with YouTube, but anyway, beloved, or our link where you can connect with us at FlyNubianQueenTV.com. But we're going to make it do what it do. I want to complete our installment from yesterday. Somebody said that Rhode Island is screaming for me. Thank you for screaming for me, Rhode Island. I certainly appreciate it, beloved. So I don't have to. You all know that we did a brief war briefing yesterday. So I want to kind of finish up without taking too much time to do so from yesterday and share a little bit of information that was disturbing that we knew on yesterday, and also to kind of give you an update on something else here in just a moment. So as you come in, beloved, please come in giving us the thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like. Be sure to share. You can text the word Queens to 31996 so that you're able to receive phone notifications when we go live from time to time. Are you hearing me today? Beloved, we also want you to know that if you want to start a Black business, we want to encourage you, beloved, to go to FlyNubianBusiness.com. That's FlyNubianBusiness.com. And you will learn from Black people, and you can begin to invest in yourself. Thank you, Cecilia, for your kind words, saying I'm looking cute. Thank you, beloved. I thank you so very much for your kind words. I'm dressing up for me, and I'm dressing up for my people. Somebody talk Black to me. So we want you to do that. Here on Fly Nubian Queen, our goal is to give you actionable information. Are you hearing me? Our goal is to give you actionable information. And looks like our moderators are in the wrong chat. Let me let them know. Let me let them know really quick because we had issues. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, family. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. All right, beloved. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. But it looks like we're split right now with the wrong, the people in the wrong chat right now. But come on in, beloved. Come on in, come on in. Come on in. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can take care of something really quick. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to share. I'm trying to get our moderators in the right chat at the previous link where we were at, but I was having problems. All right, family. All right, beloved. Thank you so very much for your understanding me trying to get this taken care of. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Share, 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 share. Thank you so much for tuning into the Vicki Show. I also want you to know that you can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Please follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard, okay? Also, you can follow me on Twitter at Dillard Vicki. You can follow me on Twitter at Dillard Vicki. All right, you all, thank you so much for your patience. I'm getting on with it now because, like I said, some of our people are split up and confused about where I am. Thank you so very much. Okay, family, let's get on with the get on. Are we ready? Let's get on with the get on. So yesterday, you all know that we were discussing a 6-year-old child that was shot, literally shot by his Asian neighbor. And the man clearly, based on evidence, was trying to kill him. Are y'all understanding? He was literally trying to kill him. Now, this is important, dear family. But during the trial, like I said, today's going to be a very brief war briefing. So come on in, come on in, come on in. I want to show you a brief clip of what took place in during the hearing. Now, again, family, I apologize for those of you that were confused. All right. I'm trying to see if the team can take care of it. All right. But anyway, because several of you, several folks said they were confused. So I'm trying to see if they can take care of that other pending link that some folks were apparently waiting on. That has nothing to do with other networks. That literally has to do with this network. But I was on a certain link here a minute ago, but for whatever reason, it cleared out. Okay. So let's get going. All right. Now, yesterday, let me show you what I posted today so it's not confusing. This is what I posted today. We're not going to worry about it. Today's Friday Fire. We just trust at the right time, the right people will hear this broadcast. You can help us by sharing this message. Share, share, share. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. This is what I posted on my Instagram page today. Again, you can follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Now watch this. This is what I posted. And this says, Judge Elisha FINK wished this Asian shooter of the 16-year-old black boy good luck. Are y'all hearing me? This is the Karen judge that was hearing the case on this Ryan Le-NGUYEN. Ryan Le-NGUYEN is the grown man that was shooting to kill a 6-year-old black boy, a 6-year-old black child. She's the one that gave him that $10,000 bail, which means all he needed to post it was $1,000 in order to get out, which he did. Due to your outcry, due to community outcry, not because this came from your black bootlegs, not because those who are part of your black misleadership class jumped in and said or did something that they were supposed to do. No, it was because of you and I, meaning the black grassroots, BGR. It's because of those of us who they consider to be the voiceless, the nobodies. We are the ones, you and I are the ones that said, no, this is unacceptable. So days ago, some of you took to the phones to file complaints and to demand better. I did a show yesterday with some brothers that drove in from Detroit in order to stand with the family. And of course, we know that Ryan Le-NGUYEN, that's the attempted murderer of that 16-year-old child, that 6-year-old child. We know that the judge told him not to basically go back home. So I want you to listen to a little bit of the hearing, and I want you to pay close attention to how our open enemies are very chummy with those who would murder us. And then I think you will get to the right conclusion, beloved, about why certain folk in American society are really what we should consider to be a protected class. Talk black to me. Thumbs up, family. Thumbs up, share, share, share. Thumbs up, share, share, share. Now watch this. All right. Again, I'm sorry for those of you that were confused about the previous link. The team is trying to take care of it for us. There were other people that were elsewhere because of a link on Fly Nubian Queen. But for whatever reason, when I was setting up, YouTube deleted the link where I was originally on, where folks were piling in. So I had to start over. So I'm not sure what happened there. But anyway, like I said, we trust at the right time, the right people will find us. So you can help us by sharing. Thumbs up. Thank you so much. Now let's get on into this. Now I'm going to read this brief disclaimer because I want you to really hear this. Shout out to those of you all that were able to retrieve this. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that matter the non-profit educational or personal use tips to balance in favor of youth. I always like to read that on the Vicki Show. And really, we do this throughout the network because we do our best to follow the rules on these different platforms so that we don't have any unnecessary hiccups. Looks like our moderators have found us. So shout out to our moderators in the digital building. All right, family. So let's get into this. I want you to listen to a bit of this court hearing with this white Karen judge by the name, her name is Elisha, Elisha. That's, you can tell that's somebody that's trying hard to get some swag in their name, like they was a black girl, trying to get that black girl magic. Elisha FINK, last name FINK. That's the judge's name. Elisha FINK, right? Now watch this. Watch this.
Mr. Wynn.
Okay, we're getting the sound set up now. Y'all know I'm a one-woman show. I'm getting it ready for you. So what you're listening to now is you're listening to the voice of Ryan Le-NGUYEN. That's the Asian attempted killer, attempted murderer. And black family, I think it's in the black community, black society, we need to make sure that we refer to him as exactly that, this attempted murderer. This attempted murderer, alleged attempted murderer, Ryan Le-NGUYEN. You're hearing him, you're hearing his white attorney, as well as the lily white Becky judge in the background, okay? That's who you're listening to. So this is, now let me, y'all know I always like to give y'all the heads up whenever there's a disturbing image. And some of you may say, well, Vicki, is it a violent image? No, not this one. Some of you may say, well, is it pornography? No, it's not. Well, what makes this a disturbing image? Baby, y'all know, just like I know, a lot of folks that's our open enemy are optic terrorists. Talk black to me. Just unnecessarily so. So this is this scary looking Karen by the name of Elisha FINK. Elisha FINK, last name FINK. This is Judge Elisha FINK. Warn your babies. Tell your babies, I'm sorry. Tell all the babies, give the babies a kiss for me and tell them Miss Vicki did not mean to scare the babies like this. I know it's not Halloween yet. I know it's not right, but baby, it's beyond my control. And I'm trying to hold these knuckleheads accountable by showing you guys who's who. Talk black to me. Again, this is our third installment. We were talking about this early on. I wanted to finish some of this off. You all know that perhaps next week I'll give you other updates. Even if I move on to another topic when it's appropriate, I will do so. But you all know we've been setting the standard by discussing this. And so we're now on our third installment regarding this Ryan Le-NGUYEN, who, in our review, based on information and belief, allegedly attempted to murder a 6-year-old black child. His name is Kobe. I don't usually like to get into that, the young child's name and all of his specifics, but I'm sure you've seen his images all over the place. So that's the judge, funny looking self, that you're going to be hearing. And again, I do apologize for scaring the mess out of y'all. Talk black to me. That's not my intentions, but you know, I'm trying to give you all the relevant information. Now, this is the scene. I took this photo from another place. Y'all know I do my best to get as much information on stuff as possible. So this is the setup, the court setup. Y'all see his funny looking self. He's almost 30 years old. I think he's 29. That's the Ryan Le-NGUYEN. That's his attorney. And that's that optic terrorist, Judge Elisha FINK, F-I-N-K. So I just think, I think it might be an error, her last name, Fink. Because I believe I think it's probably supposed to be Elisha Stink. I think the Fink might be an error. I think it's appropriate for us to call her Judge Stink. Judge Elisha Stink. This Karen judge who let this anti-black racist Ryan Le-NGUYEN off for what appears clearly to be an attempted murder, in our opinion, with a $10,000 bond. Here we go. Listen.
Mr.
I can't really see the support for such a high surety bond, but nobody's here to talk to me about it. All right, I'm going to set the bond at $10,000 cash or surety, no 10%. No contact with Colby Daniel. I don't want him to live at the Candlewood address. So can we have a different mailing address for him if we have one?
Mr. Nguyen, where do you want your mail to go?
Can I go to my father's address, which is 5709 Cary Drive?
Okay, I'm going to stop right there because this is the information. It's public information, obviously, but we're going to skip past some of this information where he's giving out his contact information. Keep listening. I'm going to turn the volume down so that I can skip past that. That's what he's giving now. He's giving specific information because the judge said, I don't want you to go back home.
And then, Mr. Coleman, do you want him to give me his email now, or do you want to do that?
Sure, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so now he's fixing to give him the email address. Give me a second, family. I'm going to let it go past there so we don't put all that out. As if I should even care. Talk black to me. Now think about that. The judge don't want him to go back home. Okay, now they're done. They're just about done talking about his contact information.
Your email to contact you?
Yes.
Do you want to give me a phone number too?
Phone number?
Okay, now they're doing the phone number. Now it's funny, black media is the one that found this link. So ain't no telling how much information y'all got on him. But y'all, the Vicki show is turning it down because I don't know how many people got the information on this dude.
I set the bond at $10,000 cash or surety. While you're on bonds, no contact with the alleged victim, Colby Daniel. Do not go to Candlewood. Do you have belongings there? Do you need to go?
I do. I have like my vehicle.
Okay.
So my vehicle is still there, and my clothing.
Okay. Except for civil standby.
I'll explain that to you, Mr. Le-NGUYEN.
Okay.
So no contact means that you're not speaking to Colby Daniel and you're not replying if he tries to speak to you, and you're not using the internet or social media to try to have contact with him, and you're not trying to deliver a message to him in any way.
Okay.
Do not go to that Candlewood Street except civil standby. No firearms, weapons, or ammunition. Do not leave the state of Michigan. Ammunition do not leave the state of Michigan. Okay, Mr. Simon, regarding probable cause conference without a waiver, it's June 17th.
So right now they're going through all the technical
With
court
the waiver,
stuff.
it's July 22nd.
Some upcoming court dates, family. And while we're listening, thumbs up, share, share, share.
Mr. Le-NGUYEN, I'm going to recommend that you take that later date, including the fact that I personally have a vacation that's sort of in the middle of all that. The only danger for you, Mr. Le-NGUYEN, would be that if you can't post your bond, and I'll be following up, and we can always try to move the date forward but there's no, that's what I'm going to recommend, but you need to authorize that.
Okay.
Okay, you're waiving the right to have the hearing within 14 days, and you.
Okay, I'm gonna skip a little bit, family. Share, 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 share. Thumbs up, beloved.
That's got to be posted there. Is that true?
Yes. Livingston. Yeah,
So
I don't
should
know
it
about
be-
that part of it.
Should it be transferred back to Washington County?
Paul's gonna check on that, Joe, and send you an email.
He's too good to me. Thank you, Your Honor. I saw you. Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Le-NGUYEN, you're all set. Good luck to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Did y'all hear that? Did you hear the Lily White Karen judge? Did you hear Judge Elisha FINK? Judge Elisha Stink? Did you hear her? Listen.
Unless it happens after, but he can't post it at our jail if he's in Livingston. Yeah,
So
I don't
should
know
it
about
be-
that part of it.
Should it be transferred back to Washington County? Or is it like
No.
this?
Paul's gonna check on that, Joe, and send you an email.
He's too good to me. Thank you, Your Honor. I saw you. Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate
Okay,
that.
thank you. All right, Mr. Le-NGUYEN, you're all set. Good luck to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Le-NGUYEN, you're all set. Good luck to you. Did you all hear that?
Unless it happens after, but he can't post it at our jail if he's in Livingston. Yeah,
So
I don't
should
know
it
about
be-
that part of it.
Should it be transferred back to Washington County? Or is it like
No.
this?
Paul's gonna check on that, Joe, and send you an email.
He's too good to me. Thank you, Your Honor. I saw you. Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate
Okay,
that.
thank you. All right, Mr. Le-NGUYEN, you're all set. Good luck to you. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Le-NGUYEN, you're all set. Good luck to you. Now, before some of you all start shifting off into Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ruckus mode, under what circumstances, dear family, do you use the phrase good luck? Whenever you use the phrase good luck, in what circumstance, in what context do you say to someone good luck? Talk black to me, family. If your child is in a football championship game, talk black to me, or a basketball championship game or whatever, your little girl is a little gymnast and stuff. Your little girl's getting ready to be flipping against a little mini carrot in the making, a little 8-year-old carrot. When you are selling someone good luck, you are wishing them well. Talk black to me. And dear family, that's not normal. But when you are in the mode of perpetuating the destruction of black lives and rewarding those who would take our lives, disrupt our lives, or attempt to take our lives, or to exploit us, you don't think nothing about it. Now, someone posted something on my Instagram page when I posted this a little bit ago, and I just happened to see it. Someone posted, a lot of judges tell you good luck. Family, some of y'all are out of y'all's mind. First of all, I don't give a flying chicken if judges regularly tell people good luck. But I don't know a whole lot of judges that tell an attempted murderer good luck. And even if they did, family, that's not right. It's not good. And we, as a Black society, we're setting a new normal. And I'm trying to get you all to understand that this is a conditioning in this country, in this racist country, where you all can't see the offense and the problem, some of you, with telling, by all accounts, what appears to be an attempted murderer who tried to murder a 6-year-old Black child good luck. You can just shut up without you appearing to be biased. You can just shut up. She told this anti-Black Ryan Le-NGUYEN, good luck. What was she telling him good luck about? Surely the judge had access to the video. Even if someone is under the presumption of innocence, she saw enough to where there was probable cause for the prosecutor to bring a case and for the trial to move forward, right? What is she telling him good luck about? Good luck and good luck what? Good luck in you winning a trial against trying to murder a child? Good luck with you maybe trying to do it again? Talk Black to me. This is not an appropriate time to be asking about my health right now, family. Just pray. If you watch my show on a number of occasions, I've already told you that I'm dealing with medical stuff and that I'm on supplements. I'm on regular medicine and stuff. Thumbs up, thumbs up. We won't get off into all of that, family. Thank you so much. I appreciate those of you that have good hearts and good intentions about making such inquiries. But family, let's focus on today's topic. Talk Black to me. Again, there was some confusion today. Some of you all were waiting in another link, but we're here today. That's okay. We believe at the right time, the right people will hear this broadcast. On the count of 3, for those of you that haven't, please hit that thumbs up button, would you? 1, 2, 3, thumbs up, and share, 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 share. At the bottom of your screen, there's a share button. You can copy the share button, and then you can paste it on your social media platforms. You can paste it and text it to someone. You can email it to someone. We want you to do that right now if you would, because a lot of times many of you complain that you can't find us even when we're live. That is what's known on some of the platforms as being shadow banned, when it's difficult for you to access us or to know that we're here. You can help us overcome that in some ways by sharing, 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 thumbs up, and engaging. Thank you so very much. Now, let me say this.
Be posted there. Is that true?
Yes.
Thank you.
Unless it happens after, but he can't post it at our jail if he's in Livingston. Yeah,
So
I don't know about that part of it.
Should it be transferred back to Washington County? Or is it like this?
Paul's going to check on that, Joe, and send you an email.
He's too good to me. Thank you, Your Honor. I saw you. Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate that.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Le-NGUYEN, you're all set. Good luck to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me tell y'all something. Another reason, when you don't recognize our open enemies for who they are and their accomplices, you will treat your enemies like friends instead of like foes. The reason Black media is so important, the real Black media, the new Black media is so important, is because we're sounding the alarm about the most pernicious and diabolical circumstances and situations we're in. Your Black misleadership class, they're telling you that what you're going through you can endure. They're telling you that what you're going through ain't really that bad. Just endure a little bit. They're telling you that COVID relief funds, they're telling you that people having their college debt removed. They're telling you that all of the other policy proposals that's out there are more important than your reparations. It's more important than you getting justice. It's more important that the U.S. government produce justice for you. And so what this is, family, we've normalized that. So the first thing you do is when you want to change minds, you begin to change the language. Oh, we got the gavel today, honey. The Vicki Show is the home of the hand claps and the gavel raps. Listen. The first thing we do is change the language. You do not associate something you would tell your little 6-year-old girl that's getting ready to star in some little gymnastics competition. Good luck. You don't say the same thing to someone that's just clearly committed attempted murder. We've normalized the killers of Black people. And the language is the first sign that something's wrong. So this is a really big deal. What is that Karen Judge Elisha FINK, Judge Elisha Stink is her real name. What was Judge Elisha Stink wishing him good luck about? Watch this. Watch this. It seems to me that since he was not successful in murdering a Black child, she was wishing him good luck to get away with murder. Did you all hear what I just said? Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. I said, when she told him good luck, she was telling him good luck with getting away with murder. And if you are so simple-minded to where you can just say, well, judges tell defendants that all the time. What did I just say, slowness? All of America was engaged in chattel slavery. All of America was engaged in some form of Black codes. All of America, or its major parts, were engaged in convict leasing of Black bodies. Much of America was engaged in the injustices of sharecropping. Much of America was engaged in the injustices of Jim Crow. So just because they've normalized judges saying that does not mean they should. Now, let me tell you something. I have been involved in plenty court cases, civil mostly, and criminal. No, baby. The lily white judges I was in front of do not regularly tell a criminal defendant that they feel that they don't like. They do not tell all of us, good luck. This white judge was wishing him good luck in getting away with murder. Now, this Asian guy commented on my post a little bit ago. He was going at it with somebody else on my post, and he said something about the fact that just because this was an Asian neighbor that did this, an Asian guy, doesn't mean that it was racist, that it was, racially motivated. I told him he needs to tune into the show, first of all, so I can teach him and school it. So that's number one. I also made it clear to him that we know more about you all than you know about yourself. What I mean by that, we know more about every group of people than anybody else, because we're the mothers and fathers of civilization. And moreover, we're the ones that's been on the opposite side of your mistreatment, of your exploitation, of your oppression. Somebody black talk black to me. Let me tell you all something. If you're not tuned into the Vicki Show, you won't know that we are absolutely henceforth, even forevermore, uncheckable. I don't never put us in the category of some other people group, some other special interest group, under any circumstances or situation. We are absolutely incomparable. What makes us incomparable, Vicki? Somebody put in the chat hashtag 466. You don't need to be a historian. You don't need to be deep. You don't need to know everything about America's white, racist, anti-black history. All you need to remember is 466. 466 represents at least 466 years that we, as black men and black women in America, have been under white supremacy. No other people group, no other people group, no other people group have that distinction. And let me tell y'all something else. I better not, under no circumstances, hear nobody black say that the worst human atrocity in history was anything other than the present oppression and oppressive 466-year circumstance we are in and that we've been in. You better not tell me about somebody else's little stuff. The Black Holocaust is the worst human tragedy ever. Did you hear what I said? We experienced the worst human treatment anybody has ever experienced, family, for longer than anybody else. Do you understand that? Almost every other people group have received, not only have their oppression stopped or ceased, but in most cases, and in many cases, they've received some form of repair or reparations. We are the only people that have been enduring a Black Holocaust for almost 500 years. It's still going on. We still haven't received reparations. And this government and this country, this nation, has not yet ceased nor desisted in its oppression of us. And don't you ever forget it. I don't want to hear about nobody's nothing. The Black Holocaust is the worst human incident that's ever been known on the globe. This Judge Elisha FINK, with her stinky self, Judge Elisha Stink, wished this Asian neighbor that shot and could have murdered a 6-year-old child good luck. And before white folk are defending it, some of you are already saying, well, judges do that all the time. White supremacy do a whole lot of stuff all the time, doesn't make it right. You've helped to normalize it, but we are calling it out. And let me tell you something, family, as if you don't already know it. Some of you always quote Dr. John Henrik Clark, who says this, but also the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said this a long time ago, that we have no friends. We have no friends. Why is that important for you to know? Because when we see you guys out here befriending other people's battles and little trials and stuff, when you out here slinging and propagating their little slogans, you are taken away from the energy and from the resources that Black society needs. You are allowing other groups to butt in line, and you're waking up the next morning talking about why are Black folks still in the same condition after almost 500 years. You're helping them. When you understand, truly believe, and act like that we have no friends, you'll stop embracing our enemies. Now, let me tell you something. Shout out to Professor Smalls, our elder, Baba James Smalls. I think it was maybe sometime last year, I guess it was. Certainly it's been a few months ago, months and months ago. I had the distinct privilege of being on a spiritual platform with him, Queen Afua, and a couple of others with my dear brother Black Magic's channel. I was briefly acquainted with some of Baba, as he's affectionately known, but Professor James Smalls prior to that. But to actually be on a panel with him and some of these other illustrious elders was just absolutely a glorious and humbling moment for me, right? And Professor Smalls, family, be respectful in your comments, because I would hate for the trolls to make you part of the block party. Let's not disrespect our elder by asking silly questions. Now, Professor and moderators, be on the lookout, because the moderators, they're not going to play with y'all's funny looking self doing stuff like that. Grown-ups ought to know better. One of the things our brother said, he said this in a clip that I saw recently, but I've got to say that a few years ago, a couple of plus years ago now, I did an interview with my brother Rizza Islam. And during the interview that brother Rizza and I had, we specifically talked about how there are certain immigrant groups that come to the United States and they are actually trained by their particular nations to target and exploit Black folks economically. I'm just doing today's part 2 from yesterday's show, family, highlighting that this lily white Karen, who's on code with anti-Black white supremacist racism, told this attempted murderer. Why are we saying that? Because clearly he could have killed the little boy. He obviously shot the young boy, and he was, thank God, he didn't have more serious injuries. And obviously that's my opinion. Based on information and belief. You would be crazy to think anything otherwise when you saw the evidence of it. One of the things me and my brother talked about was the fact, and I did this during an interview on Fly Nubian. It was on one of Fly Nubian Queen's platforms. One of the things we talked about is that before some folks come here from, for example, China and some of the other countries, they have the backing of their government. They're trained to know what the most vulnerable populations are to exploit. Talk Black to me. One of the things that Professor Smalls said in his interview was that with the different people groups that come here, he said you'll see, for example, one group they dominate, with the hair industry. Another group they dominate, with whatever, maybe I'm paraphrasing what he said now, some other business industry. He made it clear this is not by accident. Are y'all hearing me? It's not by accident that no matter whatever state you go to, that same group of people are dominating particular industries. Not only that, I had this discussion with my brother Rizza some years ago. One of the things he and I also discussed is that some of their countries actually give them bank loans and funnel resources into their hands. Why? Because when they're coming to the United States, do you all think for one second they're not turning around sharing the spoils that they've gotten from here with those countries? And number 2, sharing whatever inside information they're getting. I did a show on one of the other platforms that I'm on. And in fact, no, I think I did one here too, but I know I did it on a couple of platforms where we discussed how specifically a Black beauty owner, a sister, a Black woman that has her own beauty shop. She was trying to get more and more resources, but she was making it clear that some of her products have to come from another country. And I think, if I haven't mistaken, I shouldn't even say specifically the name until I know for sure. What she made clear was that they had her jumping through all these hoops for certain applications that she knew she completed correctly, but she made it clear that some of the distribution was intentionally being sabotaged so that they would shut out Blacks and so that different parts of the Asian community can dominate it. So while some of you all are sitting there talking about, well, sisters, stop doing this and stop doing that, which many of us should, you cannot say that without also considering the fact that you are hearing from Black women who are owning their own beauty salons, and they're trying to get products from all over the place, and they were being undermined and sabotaged intentionally, even when they were trying to, in some instances, skip the middleman. Some of the distribution, some of the things that all of the processes that she had to go through were being sabotaged. Are y'all hearing me? Because they were dominating nearly all aspects of that. You guys got to understand that what makes them so successful is not because they're more intelligent than you. It's not because they've got bigger brains than you. It's not because they even speak or understand English good half the time. It ain't even because their products and services and food is good. It's certainly not because their establishments look right. Because some of the establishments smell like pee. Stop playing to me. Y'all stop lying. Some of their establishments looks like trash. Some of their establishments' customer services is just ridiculous. It's boo-boo. Toilets don't work. You don't know if they done wiped the counters in the last 4 weeks. You don't know if what you eating is chicken or rat. You don't know if what you eating just fell on the floor or somebody stepped on it and they got it off the floor and then put it on the grill and then gave it to you. You don't know if that lotion you done bought from their store, if it's going to break you out in hives tomorrow. You don't know if those cosmetic earrings going to make your ear green, sis, and start pus and bumps just start popping up all over the place. You break out with strange. Y'all know we know what we're talking about. Somebody just said something about roaches. Exactly. Roaches everywhere. You don't know if you're getting dog, cat, rat, bat. Talk Black to me. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, family. Share, share, share. I'm just finishing up. This is part 3. We know that this is a big topic in Black media. Shout out to us because we've been holding it down since I knew about it. You all know that I've been gone for days, so I got to catch up on some topics on the Vicki Show. But I wanted to get into some of these topics first because it's a big fat no-no, baby. You're trying to murder our children. So we got to deal with this. And plus, you know, I've been dealing with these dynamics, these anti-Black dynamics that's coming from these other groups that are protected classes and that are really like tethers in our society, coming over here to enjoy the American dream. Y'all got to think, how did they get here in the first place? Y'all know that for people to get visas and passports, the whole process that you go through, the application process, it's not easy. So you guys got to wake up and understand that the scheme against Black people is much greater than even the United States. It's going down in a big way in the United States. But other countries sees, brothers, whether or not you're going to stand up for you and your people or not. See, we're not only made a target for from enemies within the nation. This is good. We're also made a target from those outside of the country. This is what I'm telling you. Dr. Small said his point was these other different groups that are coming in the country, not just Asian, Arabs, others as well. He said they dominate those particular industries, but watch this. They're backed by nations. They're backed by different nations, and they're promoted, watch this, by the United States of America. And they push these different groups out in front of us, and they tell you these are model minorities, don't they? When you all don't even know from afar, you're being studied and watched and pimped. It's not by accident that they settle in on where you live and in your neighborhood. Family, think about this. I'm a girl born and raised in Mississippi. Now I live out here in the Wild Wild West. In the town, in the city that I'm from, that I lived in most of my life in Mississippi, even though that's not technically the town in Mississippi I was born in. How did this Asian nail shop know to find where Meridian was? How do these little shops, we the one live in the country, some of these little towns, hick towns and stuff, we don't even know where these places and spaces are. How do these Asian places know not only what the demographic might be, but the specific neighborhoods? I don't care if you in the South or you out here in the Wild Wild West, they know exactly where to go, exactly who to target. If you think for 1 second they're not being backed and assisted, you are out of your mind. What I'm trying to get you to see is that we're made a prey. We're seen as prey from afar, Black family. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, family. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Share, 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 share. I want you to see something else here in a minute. But I want you to think about this. I want you to think about something for a second. I want you to think about something for a second. What is a carcass, family? What is a carcass? Do you all know? What is a carcass, family? It's the dead body of an animal. Is that right? Yes, that's right, Harlem. But it's a dead body of an animal, right? It's the dead body of an animal. Let me ask you something. I was thinking about this, and this image just flashed before me as I was preparing to just follow up. That's right, beloved. It's dead remains of an animal. You got it. You got it. When you think about a carcass. Now, before I go further, family, thumbs up, thumbs up. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, beloved, at Vicki X Dillard. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Make sure you sign up for my weekly, amazing, life-changing, intergalactic, cosmic, metaphysical, spiritual weekly mastermind at clubvicki.com. Join today for only $1. Join today for only $1, family, while I clear my throat and give me get a sip of this supplement here, this liquid supplement. Thumbs up, share, 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 okay? Because I want to go further with this just very briefly. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. When you think about a carcass, right? When you think about the remains of a dead animal, who eats carcasses? Vultures, right? Vultures. right? Scavengers, animals that consume dead organisms that have died from causes other than predation, right? How many times have you all been driving your cars or walking and you've seen a carcass, a dead carcass, right? You've seen a carcass somewhere. And when you initially saw the carcass, you noticed that it was a coyote or something that was picking at it, right? And whatever else was left, lo and behold, you saw, yes, a crow or some sort of bird, right? That comes to pick at it. Why am I bringing this up? When I tell you, Black family, that we have no friends. When I tell you, just as I'm telling you that the elder reminded us of, that one of our elders reminded us of, as well as an interview that I had a few years ago with my brother discussing the fact that some of these immigrant groups that come here, they're actually backed by whole nations to exploit Black people. It's strategic. It's not by accident that they dominate certain industries. When you have Black women in the United States that are going public, they're saying, look, I'm trying to open up a beauty shop. And while you may say, well, sis, buy from other Black people, yes, you can buy as much stuff as from other Black folks as you can. But if you're going to have an effective beauty shop where you have a wide array of products, some of the stuff you're going to necessarily get from other countries. Are y'all hearing me? And when you're having Black women expose the system and say, wait, they're playing with my application. They're messing with me with the middleman. They're messing with our distribution. Are y'all hearing me? Let me tell you something. When you're dealing with a carcass, a dead animal, is something that different other scavengers will eat. They see that you're vulnerable from afar. They see that we allow white America to get away with murder, and we say we forgive you. Other nations and countries see, y'all listen. Listen. Other nations and countries see that we are weak. And what do when they see that we're weak? Y'all supposed to be screaming for me because I can't scream right now. They all come to eat off of us. Is that right? If America was created and brought into existence by Black folk, and we've never been given $1 for it, and we're still not getting justice, other folk come over here. Exactly. They prey on us too. And why not? Because if this is a dead carcass that's in the streets, this insect got the insect eats off of it. The four-legged animal eats off of it. Y'all hear me today? The birds, the buzzards, yes, eats off of it. Do you all understand? This is what we mean when we say we have no friends. Other groups are alerted when you're weak. I said other groups are alerted. Other groups know when you're weakened. Robert said, teach, preach, Queen Vicki. I'm doing my best. And I'm saying this in the sweetest, kindest way that I know, family, because I want to let you know that when you're dealing with a carcass, it's more than one organism. It's more than one animal that eats off of it. And you may think that because you are a kind, sympathetic, empathetic, loving, non-violent, law-abiding individual, you think that because that's how you are, other people are. What you got to understand about being a carcass is that the leech that's eating off of it don't care nothing about the fact that before it got there, the coyote ate off of you, the deer ate off of you. This is what we mean when we tell you we don't have any friends, and you are out of your mind if you think that insect, that buzzard, that crow cares anything about the fact that before it started to eat off of you, some other animal, some other organism did the same. They don't care. Watch this. How many of you, I'm a girl from Mississippi. I don't know all about the animals and all about creation, but back in the day, it used to be a privilege. We used to consider it to be a reward and a prize to go outside. Y'all don't never want to, some of your babies, some of your parents don't even like to go outside. Watch this. And I long to go outside all the time now, but I'm restricted on certain things temporarily. Listen, thumbs up, share, share, share. Yes, we are praying. The scripture said that, but baby, it's a new day. Listen. How many of you have paid close attention? My mother at one time used to work for the city. And so there are different departments that are responsible for coming out to change the lights, the street lights. And how many of you all know there are different associations within the city that you call that's also supposed to do what? Do certain public cleanup, right? Well, how many of you all know that if it's a big enough carcass, and let's say it's on the side of the road, it may not get the attention of the public workers as quickly as, if it was like in the middle of a highway, right? Or if it's not something that somebody's truck or car or the wind or natural conditions would kind of, move the carcass. Listen, if you pay attention to that thing that was in the streets, on the side of the streets for a few days and it's still there, you will notice that when you first saw it, it was freshly dead and it had a whole lot of flesh on it, right? But as it's there, they will literally eat as much off of that body as possible, down to the bones, and in some instances, maybe even the bones. I want you to really see that's who we are, how we're seen. Somebody just said, decay. Yes, listen. I'm trying to get those of you all that's holding on because you got these internal Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ruckus, shucking and jiving belief systems that somebody gonna care about you. Fool, does the animal kingdom care about a carcass? The animal kingdom will say, as long as it's here. Creation will say, well, if it's here, it will leech off every bit of you until there's no more. Aren't you guys wondering, how is it that Senator Hirono of Hawaii, Asian Senator Duckworth, you guys are you really not asking yourself, how is it that these people with a straight face can get reparations, push reparations? Those two Asian senators threatened not to vote for something that Joe Biden's administration needed a few months ago if he didn't give them more prominent access and a more prominent position within the White House. And the White House bent way down to accommodate them. Do you ever wonder, how is it that these other people groups can come here and not care? I've explained this to you all before. I can't stand when people come from Cuba. Not just Cuba, but other parts of the world. But particularly those y'all that came from Cuba, talking about you left oppression from your government. And I just can't get over the fact, when y'all got here, many of you all, especially y'all Cubans in Florida, y'all voted for Donald Trump in even larger ways. Watch this. And y'all said you did it because when you listen to some of the folks on the Democratic side, they sounded like socialists. And that reminded you of your home before you got here. Let me tell your funny looking self something. Like, family, think about people that come here to enjoy the American dream. They claim they're leaving their countries because of oppression, but they are quiet as a church mouse, and they can forgive America not just for what she did to us and our mothers and fathers in the past, but they, while we're being gunned down and shot to death and shot in the back of the head, shot at close range, they're still applying to come to this country. And I've asked you guys this before. Where is our great revolutionary Assata Shakur? Where did she have to flee to? I want to scream right now. I'm going to need somebody around the country to scream for me. My doctors are going to keep making me shorten these war briefings if I keep hollering and screaming. Family, don't you ask yourself, wait a minute, thank you. The Cubans that voted for Trump in overwhelming numbers claim they did so because they were fleeing oppression, and they didn't want to vote for the Democratic side because they said the Democratic side is pushing socialism. But our black sister, who was being oppressed in America, had to flee to your country. Somebody say, Cuba, make it make sense. I said, thank you, Atlanta, for screaming. Somebody say, Cuba, make it make sense. And not just Cuba. I'm trying to get you all to see that these other people groups who claim that they're leaving some of the worst circumstances in their countries, they are willing to shut their eyes at our oppression. They pretend it doesn't exist. They treat us, you're right, as maggots. They are the maggots because they're eating off of us. And think about the maggot, y'all. Think about these vultures. Don't you know that when you think about a maggot, you think about a vulture, you think about someone that preys on us? That means that their makeup, their constitution is made up of the children of former slaves in America. They were willing to step on you. They were willing to ignore our murder. And they disproportionately exploit us. I don't want any black person to be confused when you're finished watching the Vicki Show today. Yes, I talk about this all the time. But I want you to have seared in your imagination this analogy of a carcass. I want you to understand. I want you to understand. I want you to overstand that the insects that's eating off the carcass don't care that the deer just ate off of it, that the coyote just ate off of it. If it's any part of you left, if there's $2, God, today, Latasha Harlins, our black sister who was shot in the back of the head by Soon June, an Asian hater of black society. She was willing to shoot this young black teenage girl. Remember when she lied and said that the girl was stealing the orange juice? And the witnesses, and including the police that came on the scene, said that that wasn't true. What did I teach you the other day about her story that you may not have known? That she was murdered with $2 in her hand. Remember the orange juice, I think it was $1.79, $1.80 something, thereabout. The very society, the very community that was responsible for that Asian terrorist woman that murdered her, the ones that paid their mortgages, their bills, and that sent their children to school, we are the ones that's making China rich. We need to engage in geopolitics in Korea and in other countries because they're taking our money and they are sending it oftentimes back home. Didn't the Vicki Show, before the before the Derek Chauvin trial of the murder of George Floyd, it was us that did shows exposing cup foods, the actual store where George Floyd was at. Because it was not just about Derek Chauvin, the police force. It was us that exposed the Muslim Arab immigrant family that came to this country. I shared with you in a follow-up story around the time of Derek Chauvin's trial how Arab newspaper was covering Cup Foods owners. Didn't I expose the fact for you that Cup Foods was paying the police, especially on the weekends, off-duty police, when the police were off? They had a chummy relationship with the police. Did you guys see my show where I broke down the fact that those Muslim Arab owners called the police at least 200 times? Was it the past year or so at that store? I was trying to get you all to see that this is a vast anti-Black system, even in the George Floyd case. How do immigrants have such a chummy relationship with the police force that they pay them when they're off duty? Did you all pay attention to the Vicki shows? Cup Foods is still thriving. They may have had a little hiccup after the George Floyd, right after of the George Floyd murder. I'm bringing this up because I need you all to understand that when I'm talking to you, I'm trying to connect the vast dots. And when it comes down to the mistreatment of Black people, family, even though it's going down on the battlefield of America, the world is involved. How many of you? Lord, y'all supposed to tell me to stop screaming. Before I go there, everybody thumbs up for those of you just tuning in. My name is Vicki Dillard. I'm a very proud contributor right here on FlyNubianQueenTV.com, the network for melanated people like you. As you come in, please give us a big share at the bottom of your screen. There should be a share button. Copy the share button. You can paste the link on your social media platforms. I don't care if you got 5 people following you, 50 people, 50,000 people. Share right now. Thumbs up on the count of 3 while I clear my throat and I get me a sip of my supplement. When you do that, you give me a chance to pivot. Also, join my weekly mastermind for only $1 at clubvicki.com. That's Club Vicki, Club VICKI.com. Your life will never be the same. 1, 2, 3, thumbs up. On the count of 3, thumbs up. 1, 2, 3, thumbs up. You've got to understand, family, we don't have any friends. And the way you see certain immigrant groups, certain immigrant groups here in the country treat us, you have to understand that a lot of times they're reflecting what their nation actually believes about us. Let me tell y'all something. Do you all know that in some instances, those that come here that say that they're fleeing their country because of injustice or fleeing their country because of persecution? Watch this. Do you all know? I'm not saying this for all of them, but for enough of them. Do you all know that sometimes those countries help them to get here? They feign like the government doesn't really want them to get here, but they're actually some of the ones that's helping them to get here. Do you know that in essence, they actually act as spies in some way? And America wonders why her stupid self is behind the 8 ball in every important metric. Don't you know that they're taking the information that they're getting here and they're taking it back to their country, fool? Don't you know that their country plays, in some instances, their country plays along and pretends that they're going through hell and high water, and the country kind of helps them go along with the little paperwork. They help them go along with making their circumstances look a little crazy, look a little bad. And if those countries are trying to get some of the people to get out of there so they'll have less responsibilities, those countries are happy to lie for them. But in other instances, if they're going to give them insight, they're happy to get them here in whatever. This is how stupid and dumb America is. America is willing to give black folks the middle finger. America is willing to refuse to give those of us who invented America, who maintain America, reparations. She is unwilling. Oh, this is good, Spirit. America, God is allowing you to be pimped. Hear me, racist America. God is allowing you to be pimped. You have such a disdain for foundational black Americans that you will open up your arms to people from around the world when some of them are actually spies. And they are going to explode on your funny looking self. And you're scratching your head, and you're tripping about China leveling up, and you're tripping about this other country over here doing this, and you're tripping about this country doing that. And those countries, some of them are all in on it together, laughing at your dumb self. And America, you arrogant. You're the only country that loves to run around saying you're the best and the greatest, and you're wondering why other countries look humble. The other countries are looking humble because they don't care, because they know in about 5 minutes you fixing to fall. They've been getting their dollars together. They've been using Western Union, Cash App, and other digital cryptocurrency and other things. They've been using they've been stacking their little funds up and stuff. Not only getting finances that's making a big difference in their nations, depending on the percentage of their people that are here, but they're getting intellectual property. They're getting the playbook with your stupid self. God is going to allow you to be destroyed from within. Let me tell you what the scripture says. And this is confirmed in several sacred texts. God plans, specifically the Quran. God plans. The enemy plans. But God plans. Watch this. And indeed, the Most High is the best of planners. In the book of Psalms, it says that God looks at the nations and he laughs. Because you sitting there thinking you running something. You think you sitting there effectuating some kind of plan that's getting ready to humiliate and bust and implode. Let me tell you something. Back to you, black family, as a carcass. Back to you, black family, as the prey, not just of America. America is the battlefield where it's going down. When you think about, like I just said, the George Floyd case, where there were Muslim Arabs that were pimping the black community. What did the young black teenager say? The one who noticed that the bill, the $10 bill that he got from George Floyd, he said it may have been a fraudulent bill. What did the young teenager, do you all remember what he testified to? The black teenage male, not only did he say he felt guilty because he felt like that if he had just shut his mouth, none of this would have happened with George Floyd. He said initially he was just going to let it be written off. He said because the Arab owners in them told them when they hired him that if they accepted a fraudulent bill, that money was coming out of their checks. Don't forget, it was at Muslim Arab leadership management that told the young teenage black boy to go out there and get George Floyd. Did you all remember I told you that? Family, do you know that in most places that's illegal? You cannot have one of your workers or employees act as security. You cannot put them in such a vulnerable situation that you tell your employees to go out there and get someone who you just accused of possibly committing a criminal act. Somebody said, really? Yes, really. Baby, you listen to your sister Vicki. I bring you the receipts for real and have done it for years. Talk black to me. Remember the young black boy said he was just going to allow the money initially to come out of his check because that was the environment they were exploiting, in my opinion, based on what he said, even their black workers. I brought that up. And what did I tell you guys months ago? I said, somebody get this young man this link. Tell him I'm not giving legal advice. Make it clear that I'm not an attorney. But if I was him, I would get one. If I was him, I would get an attorney. And I would be talking about suing Cup Foods. I said, I'm not an attorney. I said, I wasn't giving legal advice. I'm saying if it was me, I would be doing that. He put that young black male's life in danger by making him go outside to confront George Floyd in the first place. Y'all didn't know that? And then you scared your workers in the beginning and told them that if they were to accept a counterfeit bill, that money was going to be docked from their checks. It's one thing if they intentionally and deliberately took a fraudulent bill. It's another thing if it was an accident. And there are reasonable things that your job is supposed to do to help you avoid that. These groups, many of them are exploitative, and they were paying police when the police were off to come work for them on the weekend. And when I initially did the show, right when we found out about what took place with our brother George Floyd, I broke down for you guys that the owner, one of the owners, because it's a couple of brothers that actually owned it now, he was reluctant to actually give a full-throated rejection of the police behavior. It made sense once we found out later that it's because y'all buddy and you was paying the police. Talk black to me. Those are just a few instances I'm telling you about. What nation, family, do U.S. law enforcement agencies send to that place called Israel to get training? What foreign law enforcement agents, some who were formerly employed with the Mossad is tantamount to America's CIA for Israel, what foreign entities are actually responsible for training American law enforcement agencies, and some of the techniques that they use to murder black folk, they learn from them. Thank you. Who said it? Thank you, Revolutionary Renaissance. When I tell you that black oppression in America is global, I mean that, even when you are not connecting the dots. Have you asked yourself, why is America paying for law enforcement agents to go to Israel to get training? Have you ever asked yourself, why are they accepting training from some of their governmental law enforcement officials here in this country? Maya said, you taught us back then. Thank you, beloved. When you think about the Iran-Contra, y'all, I'm not supposed to be screaming. When you think about Iran-Contra, Iran, hello, that's a whole Middle Eastern country. Have you ever asked yourselves why that is? Somebody said, teach why. I am teaching you why. Are you not listening? Do you not get it? I told you why before I said it. I told you because the world sees us as carcass. They see us as prey. They see us as a thing to exploit. The world. I told you that the reason, for example, some of those Muslim Arabs that came here knew to come to our neighborhoods to exploit us. This is how they can level up the easiest. I told you it's the same way certain Asian immigrants come here to exploit us. Are you not listening? If you're just coming in, you've missed the show. What did I tell you in the beginning? I told you in the beginning that other nations are looking upon us and they see how we're dealing and how we're handling these white supremacists. They see we forgive them. They see we remain civilly disobedient. They see that we allow it. They see that sometimes we participate in our own undoing. Talk black to me, somebody. When I was mentioning a little bit ago about the Iran-Contra scandal, you all do understand that decades ago, I believe it was Reagan at the time, they were trying to get Congress to give them money for this illegal war they wanted to engage in. For the first time in history, Congress told them no. Congress did not want to give the White House money. So what did the White House do? They engaged in an illegal war. And they utilized what became known as the Iran-Contra deal. Of course, when you're dealing with the Contras, you're dealing with one side of a group of people in Nicaragua, right? That's right, family. Y'all remember the Oliver North scandal. Your government violated all of the rules. Your lawmakers, as I keep telling you, you know how I teach you that your lawmakers are your lawbreakers? Because Congress would not give the White House the money that they wanted for this war that they was getting ready to engage in, your government went underground to get it. And your government said, who's the easiest prey for us to get this money from? So they utilized the resources from Iran, the Nicaraguans, and what else? They flooded our communities with drugs, and they got the money they needed from the black ghettos and from the black neighborhoods. When they couldn't get the money legally, they got it from us. Tell me you don't see how we to the world look like prey. And when our beloved black families were destroyed, when our communities were flooded with drugs, when they made some of our men into drug dealers, when they separated our families by then turning around and locking them up, most of us did not know. Read and study Freeway Ricky Ross, the real Freeway Ricky Ross. Now, I know y'all support that other guy, Rick Ross, but I would feel real crunchy using somebody else's name, but I'm going to leave that alone and pretending like that ain't the reason why. But let me leave that alone, whatever. Freeway Rick Ross said he didn't realize at the time, it was only later that he realized that the CIA was involved in manipulating stuff that he was involved in. Somebody said Panama too. Yes. I'm trying to get you to see that it's not just America that's in on this. Whole other countries were involved in this, and they still are. So when you guys tell us, well, stop being anti-immigrant, shut up. I'm a black woman. I'm the original woman. That makes me the mother of civilization. That means all y'all my children. But as the mother of civilization, I reserve the right to correct you all and to tell the rest of your funny looking selves down when you can stand up. I'm trying to tell you that some of you didn't know that some of the maneuvers and techniques that the racist pigs and race soldiers are using, they got from Israeli officials. Some of you didn't know that the stores that you're patronizing are backed by some of their governments in some cases. And that you were targeted long before they got here because the world sees us as easy prey. Some of you didn't know that an American White House administration went to Congress to get money. Congress said no. So when they wanted to raise the money, they did it illegally, using you, flooding your Black communities. That's what I'm trying to get you to see. I was supposed to be still talking about this Karen Elisha FINK, Elisha Stink, Judge Elisha Stink, the white woman who told Le-NGUYEN, Ryan Le-NGUYEN, good luck. They're all in on it. And I'm trying to get you all to stop being so kind and stupid by befriending our open enemies. When we understand our collective power, don't be worried about whether or not we're going to be outnumbered. We haven't unified enough to understand our collective force, and that when we truly unify like we should, it doesn't mean we all function the same, but it means we're going in the same direction using our unique gifts. You don't understand the power of not only our spiritual resources that will kick in a way we've never known before, but also we will serve as a force multiplier. Are y'all hearing me today? The reason I was giving Judge Mammy Tammy, Judge Tammy Kemp, y'all remember her funny looking self? The reason why I call out Black LOM members, the reason why I have zero tolerance for their blasphemy, for their betrayal of us. Talk black to me, family. The reason why I don't play about our own people caping for white supremacy, and loving on our open enemies, because the world sees how you deal with them. Y'all remember Amber Geiger? Y'all remember that white terrorist Karen race soldier that murdered Botham Jean while he was in his home eating ice cream?
That act is truly, again, something I think we could all learn from.
It was a healing moment.
I hope it has that effect. I really do. Because I think he embraced the idea and the concept.
Well, now the judge is talking to Amber. Oh my God, the judge is down there talking to Amber. I just don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this. What do you think's happening right now?
I have no idea, quite honestly. I've never seen anything like this.
And Botham Jean's brother, and now the judge. It sounded like maybe I feel like we're watching something that I've never seen before. I mean, this moment, the hug between Amber Geiger and Botham Jean's brother, and now the judge. It sounded like maybe she was reading a Bible scripture or witnessing somehow.
Even the white supremacists said Negroes outdid themselves. even the white supremacists that's looking at what's happened said, wait a minute, Botham Jean's brother hugged her. Now the judge looks like she's witnessing to her. I don't think I've ever seen anything. Even the white supremacists said, you broken, long, League of Mammy, Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ruckus, bootlicks. You've done way more than we could have ever asked of you to do. Why am I letting you see that? The world saw. This is how the prey acts. This is how the carcass acts. You are weak. You embrace your killers. You love on them. You give them the Lord. You give them a Bible study. You wish them well. And you wonder why they see us the same way. That's the reason why I give you that work. The world sees how you embrace, how you love on, how you're sympathetic of. They say this is what you want. There's no resistance. There's no fight in you to say, no, this is not how things are supposed to be. They see you embracing your murder. They see you embracing your murderers. And I'm trying to tell you guys, if you want us to stop being a prey, it starts with us. And that is the reason why, family, they don't like your Vicki types. They don't like true members of the new black media or those of you who are part of BGR, Black Grassroots. Because we ain't the Joy Reid, Don Lemonade types that will pretend like we pro-black and criticize racism on the one hand, but we will turn right back around and embrace it and tell you to vote for it even when you get nothing. And see, that's the difference between us. They know we're teaching you, you better stop that. There's so much more I wanted to say. I went there on some other subjects that I had no intention of doing it, but clearly Spirit wanted me to say the same. We have no friends. That's the reason why we tell you to go to flynubianbusiness.com to start a business. Even if you don't run that business as your full-time business, even if you stay in corporate America, wherever your main job is on, we're trying to tell you that this is a time to start building. This is a time for you to have additional forms of income. So that way that your open enemy cannot completely control your life because you're getting all of your resources from your oppressor. This is the reason why we tell you, yes, support black schools. In fact, send your babies to black schools. This is why we say, yes, we know we're in a system of white supremacy, but we're saying, can't you put a small portion of your money to the side, even if you're not the one that's supposed to build, start the school? How about you put the resources together or put a small amount every month and say, I'm donating this amount of money for the upbuilding of the black nation? I'm trying to show you how they really see us. And I'm trying to let you know that this is truly a war, but it's a war we can win. I said it's a war we can win if we decide we're going to rely on us. Everything I teach you is good news. It's a war we can win. Let me say this really quick. Thumbs up, family. Share, share, share. We're almost finished. Don't go nowhere yet. Don't forget to tune into the Vicki Show Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Next week, there are going to be some new changes where I'm going to be going. I'll be live almost at the same time on a few platforms next week. But hopefully we'll get another day or two. But make sure headquarters is always flynubianqueentv.com for the Fly Nubian Queen family, okay? So I don't want you to get distracted or confused about other platforms that might be showing me go live at the same time. So make sure that you're always here on flynubianqueentv.com. Tell everybody you know. When I say tag 5 people, family, tag 5 people. You don't know who you might be changing and how you're strengthening our voice. The more they know about folk like me, do you know that you're strengthening your own voice? See, I believe in our black collective voice. And we get stronger when you share it. We get stronger when you market us. Do you understand? Let me say this. Don't go anywhere yet. Thumbs up, share, share, share. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Watch this. Watch this. Some of you were sending me information and wanted me to share about this Vietnamese restaurant that some of you all said that this Ryan Le-NGUYEN has a family Vietnamese restaurant. Now, you all know I always love to support stuff that is out in Black media. You know, I love to share it when I can and so forth. But I did a little bit of research, family, and I'm not saying some of this was being circulated. I'm saying and somebody said family business of man who shot 6-year-old boy. Somebody put the address here and said shut it down. Let me tell you something. I did a little bit of research and I need to do more. So the reason why I'm not specifically saying at this time that that's his family's restaurant is because some of the information I read actually said that he used to work there some years ago, but that he is not the owner of the restaurant. So some of the stuff I researched said that he was a former employee there, but that he doesn't own it. Now, let me tell y'all something, what I know about people. Some people will lie. Some people will try to be technically correct on something, even though they may have some kind of relationship together, but they don't want to officially say it because they don't want to mess up the family business or the money that they may be benefiting from. Family, if it's true that he isn't the owner or his family isn't the owner or he used to work there, but he no longer works there. I was reading through this article actually, and it says here, because I'm not 100% sure of the veracity of it. Yeah, this piece was written by Juliana Lujma, and it says here that Ryan Le-NGUYEN says he doesn't own it and hasn't worked there in years, the owner says. It says that since Sunday, Faux House has been receiving calls from people who are looking for Le-NGUYEN after posts on Twitter circulated. I was reading through some of this article. Y'all listen to this. Quote, it says, he's not the owner. He never has been and I have always been the owner of the building. So I don't know how people, excuse me. It says, I don't know how people got information saying he was owner, but he never was. It goes on to say Le-NGUYEN did work at Faux House in 2014 to 2015. It says Inmathong, however you pronounce that. It says who works with his parents and has owned Faux House for 8 years isn't sure where the rumors came from. Listen, y'all, I'm going somewhere with this. Y'all watch this. He says, quote, it's a very emotional thing for me, but I prefer just to let my attorney deal with it. It's pretty stressful, you know. It's just a little frustrating, stressful. But you know, what can we do about it? It goes on to talk about how people been giving them that work. Let me tell y'all something real quick, family. While I'm not going to go on the record officially and say that this is his family's restaurant, I'm going to tell this restaurant to hold your own pistachios. The reason why I'm saying that is because the man said he don't know what he can do. What you can do, Faux House, because I'm not pushing that. I didn't tell my audience for sure that was his family's restaurant. I don't even know. I may have even mentioned that maybe there was rumors or allegations that was the case. I didn't push on the show for you guys to call in because I wanted to look into some of the tweets that I had gotten and some of the DMs and stuff. Regardless, what you can do for a restaurant is you can get your people in line and tell them the tens of millions of dollars that Joe Biden trying to give y'all can give to us. You can encourage all of your little groups to cut the check for Black people, and you can stand down and stop murdering us. So we're going to let y'all hold y'all own little, you know what, over there. And so I'm not even going to get into whether or not you stress, because we're tired of exploitation across the board. Now, I'm not going to be here giving you all information that I can't verify yet. So I'm not going to officially say that that's his family's restaurant. But I told you, well, I saw that was out there. I was wanting to support it and all that. But when I did a little bit more research, that's what I found so far. Again, I'm waiting for more information. If something else comes out later where we find out that the man who owns it is lying and he's really lying so that he don't get the boy in trouble, you see what I'm saying? Because some folks will lie. We don't know. They may be cousins for real. You feel what I'm saying? And he's saying, notice the language he uses. Notice the guy kept saying he doesn't own it. He doesn't own it. Well, he may not own it. He may not quote unquote own it, but that doesn't mean that he's not benefiting. Now he may not be, but we know y'all lie. So we ain't finna get out there and start telling everybody, family, start going back and eating at the restaurant. I'm not finna tell you go eat at that restaurant. I don't care if his family own it or not. I'm not finna tell you go eat at the restaurant. I'm not doing it. I'm telling the restaurant they can get on the board to help produce justice for black people. That's what the restaurant can do. If the restaurant is confused about what they should do and they are frustrated and stressed, imagine how frustrated and stressed a 6-year-old black boy is after being shot and after y'all's community said nothing. Y'all showed up and petitioned for Peter Liang. So I'm saying, I'm not going to give y'all information that I can't verify. Again, I'm not saying that it's not true that he may not be benefiting from the restaurant in some way. Who knows if the owner is really lying for real? He may be telling the truth. He may be lying. I'm just not going to tell y'all to go eat there, though. I'm just not going to do it. I'm telling the Asian community needs to rise up. And y'all need to collectively stand for black people and put your people in check. Put your community in check. Talk black to me. Now let me get ready to go, family. I love you so much. I can't wait to see you again. Don't forget, Monday through Friday, we're back 6:30 p.m. Eastern on FlyNewBeQueenTV.com. Like, share, thumbs up, thumbs up. This is our third installation of this topic. Thank you so much for joining us. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. I bow to you. I love you. You're such a special people. You are my bliss.